8c cubed plus 343. Okay? It's not a, there's no GCF. Okay? So that's gone. It's not a difference of perfect squares. Okay? That's gone. It's not a trinomial. That's gone. 8c cubed is a cubic, right? Because it's 2 times 2 times 2 and c times c times c. So that's a cubic. 343 is 7 times 7 times 7. So it's a cubic plus a cubic. Okay? So it falls in that cubic formulas that we were dealing with. And so when you're doing this one, you're really thinking about 2c as your a value, and you're thinking about 7 as your b value. Okay? And then it's simply just following the formula that was given to you in class, or it's in your textbook too. And so then that would become 2c plus 7, because it's a plus b. And then it's a squared, which would be 4c squared, minus a times b is 14c, plus c squared, which is 49. That's as far as you can go. Yep. Yep. Now in number 17, okay, there you first had to, there was a GCF. So you factored out a negative 5 first, then it became a cubic minus a cubic. Okay? Okay. So that one would have had a negative 5 out in front of that first set of parentheses. Other homework type questions? Seeing that there are none. All right. Now, I'm going to ask you to go deep into the memory vault today. Okay? You're going to have to go back to when you were just a little shaver. Okay? Back in the elementary school days. Okay? And I would like you to, without the use of a calculator, without, no calculator, only that 6 inches between your earlobes is what I want you to use. I would like you to divide this number. Oh, tap the brakes, hit the wrong button. That button. Hit the wrong button. Okay, so now, in great detail, okay, in great detail, walk me through how you do this problem. Go for it, Freddie.
Okay, so you do 84 and then you do the...
I do what? The what?
You write 84 down.
Okay. So I write 84 down.
Yep. And then you do the little house thingy. Yeah. And then you write down 91,789.
I'm guessing you write that down inside.
Inside.
Even though you didn't specify it.
Okay, inside.
I should have put it on top, but I decided not to. Okay?
Okay.
So, let me pause for the cause. Okay? So, this number right there goes outside.
Yeah.
And this number right here in front of the division goes inside. Okay? Remember that. Okay? In front of the division goes inside. In front, inside. Okay? Behind, outside. Okay? Go for it.
Okay, and then you take the 84
Mm-hmm.
and you look at the first numbers.
No.
No, you look at the first number.
I look at the first number. So I look at 84 and I look how many times does 84 go into 9, right? None. Okay? So then I look at... Now I look at how many times 84 goes into 91. How many times does 84 go into 91? Once. And so I put the 1 above the 1. Okay? Now what do I do?
Then you put the 84 underneath.
Why do I put 84 underneath?
Because you have to subtract.
No.
Because it's 84 times 1.
Because I multiply this blue 1 times this number out in front here, and that's what I write underneath. Okay? And I do what with them? Subtract. So when we subtract, we do what with the sign? Which say, Joe?
Oh, minus.
So what do we do with the sign? Starts with a C. Ends with change. We change the sign. Okay? Because we're subtracting. Changing the signs is subtracting. Okay? Keeping the signs the same as adding. Okay, so 91 minus 84. 7.
Just kidding.
Okay? Now what? Now I bring the 7 down. Dare I say, I drop it like it's hot.
I'm so ready for that video.
Okay? Now what?
Well,
How many times does 84 go into 77?
still less than
0 times. Now what?
0.
Multiply 84 times 0. Subtract. Then drop it like it's hot. Okay. How many times does 84 go into 778? 9. 756, we said. Right? Change the sign. 22. Then dropping the 9 like it's hot. 2.
Yep.
$168. So that's what, 61?
Yep.
Okay. So now you guys were saying what about that 61? It's the remainder. So you've got 2 options here on how to write that. You could write this answer as 1092 with a remainder of 61. Okay. Or you could write it as a mixed up number of 1092 and 61 84ths. Okay. And that this is exact. Okay? Now, I'm going to ask a personal type question for you. Okay? Does everybody understand how to do this? Okay? If you don't, you need to say something now. And here's why you need to speak now or forever hold your peace. Is because that is as hard as it gets today. Okay? What's up? No, you're not.
He doesn't understand why we dropped the 9. No, I see why you dropped the 9, but why did you put a 0 first? 84 can't go into 22 like you did with 77.
Because, right. So it can't go into 22, but I got to drop the 9 first.
Yeah.
So then I look at 229.
Okay.
Okay?
That's exactly what I said.
It is, because I was listening. Okay? Now, unfortunately, as that is as hard as it gets, unfortunately, it's not going to look the same. Okay? So we're going to use long division. I think I need a space. I think I need a space right there. Oh, nope, see, there it goes. Now pop the space in there. There it goes. Apparently you just had to double click on it. And then all of your... That's what it's going to look like.
I remember this. I don't like
I know.
Yeah, I remember last year.
Again, done the exact same way. First thing you've got to do is you have to set up the problem. So your number after the division symbol, that's your outside. So in this case, it would be x plus 3. Your number before the division is what's going to go inside your division sign. Now, helpful tip, okay? I don't draw my division sign until after I've written down what goes inside of it, because then I know I've written it long enough. Okay. Second helpful hint, okay, you need to check that all exponents are there. So since we started with a cubic term inside, I need a squared term, which I have. I need a singular term, which I have. And I need a numbers term, which I have. Okay? So I need an exponent of 3, then 2, then 1, and then 0. So I got to work it all the way down. Okay? So there's my setup. I have set it up. Okay? Step number 2, then, we'll call the Nike step. You just got to do it. Okay? You just got to do it. And how we're going to do it is you want to get the first to be the same. Okay? So I'm going to look here at x because it's the first of my outside, and I'm going to look at 3x cubed because it's the first of my inside. I need them to be the same by multiplication. So I'm going to multiply by 3x squared. So I multiply those two together, and I get 3x cubed plus 9x squared. Then I'm going to change all the signs of what I just multiplied. So this becomes negative 3x cubed and negative 9x squared. That's the subtraction part. Okay? You simply change the signs and now you are subtracting. Okay? You're adding the opposite. Okay? Now I can add those together. So that gives me 3x cubed minus 3x cubed is 0. 17x squared minus 9x gives me 8x squared. Then drop it like it is hoot. Okay. So then you drop the next term. Notice how I have everything lined up. So because I multiplied by x squared, I put that in above the x squared term. Okay? And I personally do that for two reasons. One, I have a serious case of OCD. Okay? Two, because then it tells me what I got to multiply by next. Okay? Right? It keeps me on pace. So now I know that I'm going to have to multiply next by some value of x. Okay? So again, now I'm looking at my firsts. I want x to be 8x squared. So that's going to be 8x. So that is 8x squared plus 24x. Change the signs. Gives me negative 3x. So here in step 3, I am rinse, lathering, and repeating until we're done. Okay. So then next I would drop my negative 11. Now I'm looking at x and negative 3x, so that's going to be negative 3. Change my signs. That gives me negative 2 there. Right? Okay? And then we're done. Right? So now we just have to figure out that remainder. Okay. So our remainder here, or our answer, is 3x squared plus 8x minus 3, right? Plus negative 2 over x plus 3. Questions? Ready to try one on your own? Let's do it, Rubes! I'm going to modify it and not change the problem. So I put x plus 3 outside, right? Inside, I'm going to put x cubed plus 0x squared minus 4x plus 6. Now I haven't modified, or I haven't changed the problem, right? Right? Okay. Haven't changed the problem, and now I've got all of my exponents there. So my first one is going to be x squared. Then it's going to be negative 3x. Then it's going to be plus 5. Right? So you get x squared, add x squared, minus 3x plus 5 plus negative 9 over x plus 3. Questions? Try that one. So what's after goes outside. What's before goes inside. Do I need to make any modifications to it? Yes, I got to add a plus 0x, right? Okay. First need to look like each other. X squared to x cubed. That needs to be multiplied by x. Change all of my signs. Goes away. 4x squared plus 2x. Drop it like it's hot. Now x squared needs to look like 4x squared. So that's by 4. change all my signs. 6x plus 1. And I've come to the end. So then it becomes x plus 4 plus 6x plus 1 over x squared minus x minus 2. Questions on that one? What's wrong?
It's gonna take so long.
Okay. Try that one. Outside is x plus 3. Inside is 2x to the 4th plus 0x cubed minus 13x squared plus 0x minus 45. X needs to look like 2x to the 4th, so that's going to be 2x cubed. So that's 2x to the 4th plus 6x cubed. Change the signs. Gets me negative 6x cubed. Drop. Negative 6x squared. Change the signs. That's going to be 5x squared. Drop. That's going to be 5x squared plus 15x. Change the signs. That's going to be negative 15x. Drop. It's going to be negative 15. Change the signs, and I get a remainder here of 0. Right? Okay. So my answer here would be 2x cubed minus 6x squared plus 5x minus 15. I wouldn't have to add that remainder term to the end. Okay? Now, where we're going with this is we're going to take 2x to the 4th minus 13x squared minus 45, and we're going to solve that sucker. And what we just found is that 2x to the 4th minus 13x squared minus 45 is equal to x plus 3 times 2x cubed minus 6x squared plus 5x minus 15. So we factored it a little bit. And now we can factor it a little more. Because out of there, we can pull a 2x squared, leaving me with x minus 3. Out of there, we can pull a 5, leaving me with x minus 3. So out of that whole thing, we can pull an x minus 3 out, leaving me with 2x squared plus 5, which then that would get multiplied by x plus 3. So that's the factored form of it. And then if we wanted to solve it, we could say x plus 3 equals 0. X minus 3 equals 0. 2x squared plus 5 equals 0. And go as far as we need to go. Okay? But we're going to do that next week. Okay? That's not this week. Today, we're only stopping right there. Okay? All right? Your homework tonight is going to be a worksheet that I will get to you momentarily. Okay? That worksheet will be due tomorrow in class. Okay? And I remind you, because some people forgot last week, that there is a formative on Friday.